everyone, and welcome to my Dewey's 24-hour reverse readathon vlog. So this vlog is going to be for the Dewey's 24-hour reverse readathon, but I'm doing it a day late. Technically, it started in my time zone at 7 last night and goes until 7 tonight. So it's got like an hour left of it, but I wasn't able to participate during those times. So I'm just gonna like shift it over one day and start it tonight at 7 and go till tomorrow at 7 p.m. So unfortunately, I won't get to participate in any of the like sprints that they did on Twitter or any of like the Instagram challenges or anything like that. But my main focus is going to be on the bingo board that they provide. So the bingo board has a bunch of different like mini challenges that you can do, like eat a healthy snack, get some exercise, read 200 pages, read a book set in winter, things like that. So I'm going to try to get a bingo or get a couple bingos. I don't think that I can do the blackout, but I'll shoot for it, and if I can just get a bingo, I'll be happy with that. And then I know there's like a word search and a crossword puzzle and stuff like that that I might do later. And I know from experience of trying to do 24-hour readathons that I just can't stay up the full 24 hours, at least like by myself. If I had somebody who was doing it with me, I think I would be able to stay up the whole time, but I just can't do it. So I'm gonna sleep tonight. I'm gonna stay up as late as I can reading and hopefully finish a book before I go to sleep, but I'm gonna get some sleep. So let's get into the books that I have on my TBR for this, or that I hope to get to during this 24 hours. Let's start with the only graphic novel that I have, and that is Giant Days Volume 9. I am slowly making my way through this series. I love it with all my heart. I talk about it all the time now, ever since I started it, but I really love it. If you don't know, it is about these 3 girls who meet in college and they become friends, and it's just them dealing with life and their crazy shenanigans that they get into and their hilarious behavior. They're just really funny and cute, and I just really like them. I'm very attached to the characters, so I'm excited to pick this up, and since it's a graphic novel, it should be a pretty quick read. Then I've chosen 4 shorter books, so they're all around that 200 page mark. This first one is a reread for me. It's Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shauna McGuire. This is the second book in the Wayward Children's series. So basically the series is about these children that go through different doorways that take them to different worlds that best suit them, and they find themselves back in our world and they don't want to be, they want to go back to their world, so they end up at this school for wayward children and basically try to cope with the fact that they're back in this world. And each book follows like a different character or their world. I would still recommend reading them in like publication order. So yeah, this is the second book, and it follows Jack and Jill, who we meet in the first book, and this is set before the events of the first book happen, and it's set in their world that they go to, so it's really good. I'm excited to pick this one up. I also have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I don't know very much about this. I just know it's kind of magical. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what this is about at all. I know tiny little pieces of what it is and not enough to give a proper synopsis. I kind of want to go into it knowing basically nothing, so that's what I'm gonna do. I also have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is a Japanese translated work about a cafe where you can order coffee and then travel back in time, but you have to return to the present before the coffee gets cold. Otherwise, something bad happens. I don't even know. But you have to come back before the coffee gets cold. You can only go back in time for like short periods of time, so you can't really mess up the space-time continuum. But it sounds really, really good, and I'm very excited to pick this one up. And then I doubt I'll be able to finish all of those, but if I do, I'll be picking up Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, just the classic novelization of Peter Pan. And how cute is this little edition? And the back says, "All children except one grow up. Do you believe?" I love it. And I just love the artwork on it. It's so cute. But I recently read Peter Darling, which is a reimagining of Peter Pan, and I really enjoyed that, and it made me want to pick up the original just because I've never read it before. So if I finish all of those books, then I'll be picking this one up. So I have 5 things that I hope to read. I am hoping that I could read Giant Days and then one of these before I go to sleep tonight, and then finish another 2 tomorrow before the time is up. Maybe I'll finish all 5. Who knows? We're gonna shoot for it. So I have a little over an hour before the time starts for me. It starts at 7 p.m. So I will check back in with you when it is time to begin. All right, it's time to start. So I am going to put on a clay face mask, and then I'm gonna pick my first book, which is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Oh, and I need to print the bingo board out still. So let's go do that too. All right, I just finished The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I really liked this. I wasn't expecting any of it. Like I said before, I just kind of went into this not knowing anything. So to give a very vague, brief synopsis, this middle-aged man goes back to his childhood home, and at the end of the lane there is a farm and a pond, and I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's stormy here. Anyways, he goes to the end of the lane and sits by the pond, and all these memories come rushing back to him about this crazy, magical, scary event that happened in his childhood that he completely forgot about. And it's just going through that event from his childhood, and that's all I'm gonna say, because you really should just go into it not knowing anything, because that's what I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. So now I'm going to fill out my reading journal, because I have the bingo board in here, so I want to color in some. All right, so one block is read while it's dark outside. I did that. Oh, select your first book blindfolded. Didn't do that. Title contains the letter D, so I'm using end. The letter D is in the word end. Read a book written in first person. Read a book with blue on the cover. This cover's very blue. Oh, read in your PJs. I got in my PJs before I started reading, so I definitely got that. And I read for an hour straight. I actually just sat and read that book straight, so it took 2 or 3 hours to read that whole thing, so I definitely did that. So I managed to fill 6 spaces on my bingo board, so that's not too shabby. Now, I am pretty tired already. I think I'm gonna take my Giant Days graphic novel and go lay in bed and try to finish that before I fall asleep, but I might not. I might fall asleep, so we'll see. And I'll update you in a little bit. Good morning, everyone. So I finished Giant Days volume 9 this morning, and I loved it. I love it just as much as all the other volumes. So that'll be my second book finished for this readathon. So I'm gonna cross off some of the bingo boxes here. Read a book with a title less than 3 words. Read 2 different genres. So Giant Days and The Ocean at the End of the Lane are different genres. Read something other than a traditional book. So that was a graphic novel. Read 2 books. Read 200 pages. So The Ocean at the End of the Lane was 178 pages, and this is like over 100 pages, so I definitely read more than 200. And then read a book with a diverse character. So one of the main characters is LGBTQ. I think that's it for these first 2 books. So I have filled in several spaces now, but I think now I'm going to pick up Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire and get a little ways through this, and then I might pick up one of the other books, but I might just focus on this one for a little while. So yeah, I will update you when I get some more reading done. All right, so I'm over the halfway mark in Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and I forgot that this book included like some little sketches, some little illustrations in it, so that was pretty neat. Surprise, because I forgot about that. But I love this book and this series so much. It's so good, and I'm just so glad that I'm finally rereading them. This book specifically has a lot of good commentary on parenting and like raising children, and like the first few chapters of it just talk about how Jack and Jill's parents try to like mold them into the child that they want and have envisioned when they decided to have children. And like it talks about how that's not always how children work. That's not how they should work. You shouldn't try to form them into something that they're not. You should just let them grow and let them flourish, and shouldn't try to stuff them into a box so that they can fit your picture perfect idea. I just really like the discussion on that, I guess, throughout the book. And this is like a creepier kind of story. Like Jack and Jill's world is creepy. It's the moors, it's creepy. And I'm just really in the mood for this kind of like atmosphere, and I'm just loving it. So now I'm gonna go finish this up because I can't stop enjoying it. So I need to finish it. So I will check in when I get that finished. All right, I just finished Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire, and I loved it just as much as I did the first time I read it. This actually makes me really want to just continue on with the series and read the next book, which I might still do. I do want to pick up the other 2 books that I talked about for my TBR for this, but I might be picking up the next book sooner rather than later. So now I think I'm going to go on the Dewey's website and print off the word search and the crossword puzzle and do those just for some fun times. And then I'll pick up my next book, which I think is gonna be Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I think that's the next read that I want to do. All right, so I have both the word search and the crossword puzzle to do here. I think I'm gonna do the crossword puzzle first. There it is, all completed. All right, now I'm gonna do the word search. is all words found. That was actually really fun. My highlighter like spread the ink around though, but that was really fun. I liked that. All right, so now that I've done those, I am going to pick up Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I might grab a snack so that I can cross off one of the bingo boxes versus snack and read. So I'm gonna go do that. All right, I am about halfway through Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So I'm on page 109 out of like 211. So I have about 100 pages left of this, but I'm going to set this aside for now because I want to pick up Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire. So this is the next book in the Wayward Children series. And I think I can finish this before the time is up for me, but that means that I won't be reading Peter Pan, at least not during this 24-hour readathon. So I'm going to switch to this, try to finish this. Before I pick up Beneath the Sugar Sky, I want to cross off some of the bingo squares. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to mark off is read a book released within the last year. So Before the Coffee Gets Cold was released last year. I'm also going to count it for the read a book outside of your comfort zone because I don't read a lot of translated work, so that was a little out of my comfort zone. I participated in a mini challenge. I had a snack while I read. Oh, I never marked off the free space. I'm gonna do that. Read a book with a minimalist cover. This is kind of minimalist. Like there's not a lot to it. Half the book is just white. I'm gonna count it. Minimalist cover. Which means I finally got, I got 2 bingos so far. And then I'm gonna, three bingos. I'm also gonna say the make your own challenge square. I'm gonna say listen to an audiobook, which I have already done. So yeah, I have this bingo, and this bingo filled out. So that's good. I should be able to get this one, read in 3 different locations, because I've already read on the couch and in my bed. So I just need to read somewhere else and that could count. I do want to exercise for 30 minutes, but I think I'll be able to listen to an audiobook while I do that, and then read a book with traveling. I could probably stretch it and count like time traveling, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use Beneath the Sugar Sky for traveling because they do travel in that one. So I could get a couple more bingos in here. I could do this. All right. So I'm going to go pick up Beneath the Sugar Sky now and try to get as far into that as I can. All right, I'm just over 100 pages into Beneath the Sugar Sky. So I have like 70 pages left of it, but I want to do the bingo box for exercise for 30 minutes. So I'm going to do a little arm workout. We have some dumbbells here and maybe some core work and stuff and stretching while I listen to the audiobook for this. So I'm gonna do that. All right, I have finished my workout and I have finished Beneath the Sugar Sky. I loved this. I really am enjoying my reread of this series. So there is less than an hour left for the readathon. It's after 6 already and my readathon ends at 7. So I think I'm going to call it there for the night because I'm not going to finish another book. And I kind of want to take a break, eat some dinner, maybe watch a little bit of TV. So let's do the bingo squares first, and then we'll do a quick wrap up of what I've read. So I did exercise for 30 minutes. My arms are still sore from that. And then that means I read in 3 different locations because I read in my bed, on the couch, and then I read in here while I was doing my workout. And I also read a book with traveling because Beneath the Sugar Sky has a lot of traveling, which means I am not going to fill 3 of the squares. So I didn't read a book that's been on my TBR for over a year. I didn't select my first book blindfolded. I didn't realize that was a challenge before I picked up my book. Otherwise, I probably would have been able to do that one. And then I also didn't read a book related to winter. I thought maybe this one would work, but it's just all set in autumn, so it didn't work. So I filled in a lot of the squares, which means I got 7 bingos. So the 2 diagonals, 2 vertical, and then 3 horizontal ones. So I'm pretty happy with that. I was gonna be happy with like 1 or 2, so yes. I also managed to read 758 pages during this 24 hours, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I read like 4.5 books, we'll call it. So I first read The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I really liked this. This was a good like kickoff to the readathon. Then I read Giant Days Volume 9. I read that this morning when I woke up. Also loved this, so it was great. Then I picked up Down Among the Sticks and Bones for a reread, and like I've said, really enjoying my reread. These books are all 5 out of 5 stars for me, so this was good. I started and got halfway through Before the Coffee Gets Cold, so I'm at the halfway mark in here. I should actually be able to finish this book tonight, but I won't finish it before the 24 hours is up, so I got halfway through this. And then I read Beneath the Sugar Sky, and that's where I'm gonna end it after that. So I didn't get to read Peter Pan, but I will be picking this up as soon as I finish Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So this will be my next read after I finish that. So yeah, a very successful 24-hour readathon. I read 4.5 books. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, I had a great day just reading a bunch of short books. I really enjoyed myself, and I'm really excited for the next Dewey's 24-hour readathon, which is in October. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!